Today is Tuesday, February the 2nd, once again, 7G6. Somebody read that standard to us.
I can
I
find the
can I can find the value of compact prism with 65 matches.
Good job. On yesterday, we began looking at volume of regular prisms. Today, we're going to combine that with complex prisms. We did some complex with area. Now we're looking at it with volume. All right, somebody, once again, tell us about volume.
Volume is the amount of space an object occupies. V equals length times width times height. Volume equals base times height. Area of the base times the height. Measure in cubic units. Cube.
Good job. Thank you, ma'am. The common formula we know for volume is length times width times height. That's the one for a regular prism. Any other prism, it will be base times height, meaning we first have to find the area of that base. So that may mean I have to pay attention to those shapes. And then she told us, do not forget that volume has to have cubic units, or the little 3. All right, somebody tell us about a prism.
Two congruent bases, all other faces are rectangles, receive its name from the bases, cereal box, Kleenex, etc.
Prism got 2 congruent bases, meaning the base is going to be the same. Everything else is going to be those rectangles. So pay attention to what exactly is the base. Somebody tell us what's a complex solid.
composed of more than one prism. Find the volume of complex solid. Find the volume of each prism. Add the volumes together.
Good job. Now we did that before when we looked at area problems when we had 2D shapes. So we're going to practice that today with volume. Any question about volume formula or how we find the volume?
No, man.
All right, most of us should have that from yesterday. All right, your practice is in Schoology. Give you about a minute to go ahead and find it. Website I put in the chat box will not ask you to type in no login information. It'll just have your Google circle for you to choose. Good morning, Xavier. All right, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, shake your head, type no, yes, you done made it. I love how some of us follow directions. You should pat yourself on the back. All right, so now that we have made it, example 1 reads, what is the volume of this camping tent shown below? Let's look at that camping tent closely. The base of this camping tent is in the front. Can you recognize any shapes we can separate into?
We can separate a rectangle, 2 rectangles. Oh, you talking about the base, Miss Kitchen?
Yes, by looking at the base.
Oh, a triangle and a rectangle.
Yes, so we're gonna separate it right here. And I love how you said a triangle and a rectangle. So that's gonna be our labels. So that rectangular prism and then that triangular prism. All right, so if we're looking at the rectangular prism, what would be the length, the width, and the height?
2,
6, 8, and 2.
And you said what, 2?
2, 8, and 6.
All right, somebody multiply that out for us.
96.
All right. Looking at that triangle, we first need to find the area of the base. All right, so this is the triangle. What will be the base and what will be the height of it?
6 the base, 5 the height.
6.
I'm not gonna agree with 5.5 because we so I would not agree to 5.5. If this was 2, that means over here is 2. So then I ask myself, 2 plus what is 5.5?
3.5.
Yes, so that means the height is 3.5. All right, so I multiply a half of 6 is 3, and multiply that by 3.5.
Ten point.
10.5.
Miss Catchings, is that 35 or 3.5?
3.5.
Okay.
All right, so the area of that base is 10.5, and then of course we have to multiply that by the height. What's the height of it? All right, now think, if this is the base, that means I gotta go opposite my base to get my height.
Two.
See, I knew somebody was gonna tell me 2, and I just said 2 is going up and down, so we gotta go opposite that to get our height.
8.
Oh, okay, that would be 8. That's why I say pay attention to what you use to work with that triangle. So we won't use it again. So somebody multiply out 10 and a half and 8.
84.
All right, so now that we have both, add them together.
$180.
Don't forget our units. Any questions on? Anyone still need anything?
I do.
All right, let me know when you finish.
I'm finished.
All right, can someone read to us?
Aubrey.
Aiden cuts a block of wood as shown. What is the volume of the block of wood?
All right. What do you recognize about this block of wood? What kind of shapes do you have?
You got
Rectangle.
a triangular prism and a rectangular
A triangle.
prism.
I heard a rectangular prism. Triangular prism. Which one we want to look at first? Rectangle or triangle?
Rectangle.
All right, so looking at that rectangle, what would be the length, the width, and the height?
Fit 5.5, 4.4, and 12.
All right, 12 times 4.5.
54.
54.
297.
All right, looking at the triangular prism, we first got to get the area of that base, the triangle. So what would be the base and the height of that triangle?
Times 5.
12.
Right, 5 Is the height?
5.
That's the height. We need the base. What's the base of the triangle?
12.
5.5.
If I drew a blue line that go across, that's gonna be whatever that the rules of rectangle. 12 times 5.
60.
Half for 60.
30.
Good job. All right, now for the volume, we now need to take the area of that base and multiply it by the height. Do not give me the height of the triangle. Look the long way.
4 point.
Good job. That would be 4.5. All right, so somebody multiply 30 times 4.5.
135.
And don't forget our what?
Units.
Good job. All right, now we have both. Add them together.
$432.
432.
And don't forget your questions about it. Questions. Most importantly, I hope you got our paper and pencil so that you can follow along. Math like this isn't something that I can look at and say, oh, okay, I can do it. Any questions about it? Anyone still need anything?
No, man.
All right, can someone read that to us?
Mr. Jones is building the garage shown to the right.
Mr. Jones is building a garage shown to the
Go ahead, Jakirian.
Of the volume. What is the volume of the garage?
All right. She started, then Kennedy started, and then they kind of both stopped. All right, so looking at this garage, what kind of shapes would you say that we can separate it into?
Rectangle and the
a
triangle.
rectangle and triangular prism.
Notice how I label my different drawings. That way I don't get confused or tangled up. I'm going to separate it kind of up here. All right, the rectangular prism is always the easiest. What's the length, the width, and the height?
12, 9 is 7.5.
All right, good job, Jamal. 12 times 9 is what?
108.
All right,
108.
by 7.5.
810.
800.
Let's look at this triangle. Let's first get the area of the base. What's the base of the triangle?
9.
9.
That means up here is 9. All right, what's the height of the triangle?
9.
All right, now
7.5.
all of this is 9, but this part is 7.5. So what would be the height of just the triangle?
Half of that.
Not half, but subtract. All of it's 9. That part is 7.5. So subtract 7.5 from 9.
1.5.
1.5. All right, multiply 1.5 times 9.
13.5.
Right, and then take half of that.
6.75.
All right, we got the area of the base. So now we need to multiply that by the height of it, or in other words, go the long way. Good job. So then multiply 6.5 by 12.
81.
And then we have both.
$891.
All right, and don't forget your units.
Feet.
Cubic feet. Don't forget the little 3. Any questions about it?
No, ma'am.
All right. Anyone still need anything?
Miss Trace, how you supposed to put the 3 up there?
Oh, you trying to type that? Please don't only try to type in the answer to me, because y'all got a bad habit of that. But if you look on your 6 and hold the shift key, it should be kind of like a little upside down V. You see that on your 6?
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll have to hold the shift key with the 6, and it'll give you that little caret top, and that means exponent. I'm gonna type it in the chat for those of you who wonder what I mean. It's above your little 6 keys. That's what represents the exponent. You got it, Jamal? Good. All right, somebody read this to us.
Where's the volume of the birdhouse shown below?
What can we separate that birdhouse into?
Triangle.
A trapezoid and a triangular prism.
Triangular prism, and you were breaking up for the second one.
And a trapezoid.
So let's first look at this triangle. Try to ignore the trapezoid. Let's go ahead and get the area of the base. So looking at the triangle, what would you say the base is?
5.
Look again, go up to the triangle. Triangle.
12.
Yes. All right. What would you say is the height of that triangle? I said something really low. Unless I can't hear nothing you saying. All right, all of it's 14. They said this piece at the bottom is 8, so I asked myself, 8 plus what is 14?
6.
Yes. Remember, we are 7th graders. They're not going to tell you, okay, you're going to have to break it apart. 12 times 6?
72.
Half of 7. All right, that's the area. So now we got to use it.
Seven.
What'd you say, William?
7.
Good job. All right, and then multiply that by 36.
252.
don't forget our units. All right, let's look at this trapezoid. Anybody remember how we find the area of a trapezoid?
Base 1 times base 2. I forgot the rest.
All right,
1/2 times base 1 plus.
Times the height.
good job. So y'all know part of it.
Miss
All right, so looking at this trapezoid, what would you say base 1 is?
12.
All right, we'll go with 12. What would be the second base?
10.
Good job. 5 and 5 is 10. What would be the height of it?
8.
8.
All right, add 12 and 10.
22.
All right, multiply that by 8.
One 76.
All right, take half of 176.
$88.
So now we need to take the area of that base and multiply it by the height of that trapezoid, or in other words, the opposite direction.
$1,144.
You missed me. We got 1,000 something. What the height of that trapezoid? All right, multiply that.
616.
All right, we have found the volume of both. Add them up.
$868.
868 inches cubed.
Good job. Don't forget it. Any questions about it? All right, anyone still need anything? All right, can someone read it to us?
Lazaro is designing a set of blocks for young children. He needs to show the volume of the block shown. First, he draws a line to divide the box into 2 rectangular prisms. Then he draws the 2 prism labels and labels the dimensions of each.
Good job, thank you, ma'am. All right, so we're trying to find the volume of that block. What kind of shape did he separate this into?
Rectangle.
Good job.
Rectangle.
Kind of shows you where he separated it right there. All right, I'm gonna label these. That's gonna be rectangle 1. That's gonna be rectangle 2. What's the length, the width, and the height of the first rectangle, Brittany?
4.
4, 1, and 1.
Good job, and that will be equal to
4.
4.
4.
second rectangular prism.
Miss Cassius, it's like when you write, I can't see nothing.
Your internet may be acting up a little. May have to go back later and watch the recording. I'm sorry. Anybody think about that second rectangular prism?
3 4 times 1 times.
I missed all of that.
3 and 3 4 times.
Good, mute yourself.
That's why I say y'all gotta learn how to recognize when they have separated it. All of that is 3 and 3/4. But this part was 1 inch. So I asked myself, 1 plus what is 3 and 3/4?
2 and 3/4.
Yes. You all have to pay attention to how they separated it. So 2 and 3/4 still once again time 1 and time 1. What do we have?
2 and 3/4.
Stop. Got both parts, add them up, 2 and 3/4 plus 4.
6 and 3/4.
And don't forget your units. Any questions about it?
No, ma'am.
All right, somebody read number 6 to us.
How is the process for finding the volume of a complex three-dimensional figure like the process for finding the area of a complex two-dimensional figure?
All right, so think about how we've been finding the volume. How have we been finding the volume of these complex shapes?
Length time, width time, height.
Oh, that's the formula. I said, how have we been finding the volume of these complex shapes like the one right above it?
Let's go.
How have we been finding the volume? The garage. These blocks. Are we just looking at it?
We break the shape down we break the figure into 2 shapes, and then we find the volume of each shape and add it together.
Thank you, Kennedy. And we also did the same when we did the area of complex figures. The first thing we did was we broke the figure into recognizable shapes. Kennedy just told us we found the volume of each. And I'm going to include area. They want to know how the process is about the same. And then add it together. Writing questions aren't hard. Just tell us exactly what we're doing. It ain't got to be word for word for nobody. Off the top of your head, how have you been finding the volume? And if you can't tell us that, that's an issue. Any questions about it?
Miss Catchings, what's that word after the number 2?
Volume and area.
Okay.
I'm still writing.
All right, let me know when you finish.
I got it.
All right, question 7. We want the total volume of the stage and ramp. What do you notice about this stage and ramp?
I see a triangle.
And a rectangle prism.
right, we can look at the rectangular first. What will be the length, width, and height?
1.8, 18,
1.8, 1.8, and 10.
1.8 and 1.8.
3.24.
All right,
32.4.
all right, good job. All right, looking at this triangular prism. Let's get the area of the triangle first. Base and height of the triangle.
6,
1.8 and 6.
All right, 6 times 1.8.
10.
All right, take half of it.
5.4.
5.4.
All right. Then we got to multiply that by the height or the length of that triangle.
1.8.
Good job. 5.4 times 1.8.
9.72.
All right, now what we're doing?
add it all up.
All right, what?
42.12.
42 point what?
12 millimeters
12.
squared.
12
Yes.
millimeters.
Millimeters will have 2 M's. Any questions about it?
No, man.
All right, some of you received quite a few emails about some things we are missing that need to be complete before this Friday. I did send you a notification yesterday letting you know that progress reports will be printed on this Friday. So that means any work that you are missing or in need of completing, definitely make sure you try to complete it by Thursday morning if you expect it to be reflected on your progress report. Some of you still have not finished your iReady diagnostics or your STAR progress monitoring. I will be in a session again today at 2 p.m. Some of you also have exit tickets and in-case. Some of you are missing quite a few assignments. So definitely check your email, check Schoology, check everything that you possibly could have some work to make sure you have submitted your work. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns for me, everyone does know how to reach me. And I hope you all have a great Tuesday.
Have a good day. See you later.
See you later. ADC Flowbox, cuz.